want to be on here crying and be a mess. But I had to put my best friend to sleep 2 days ago. And I don't know how to process it all. It hurts. I never thought it would be so close to Rosie. Rosie was 7 months ago. Reagan was 2 days ago. Unexpectedly. He came down with pneumonia a few weeks ago. And we said, you know, he's fine. He'll be fine. We got it early. Started him on antibiotics. You know, the first week he was definitely wiped out. No energy. Didn't want to eat. After 10 days, he got off the antibiotics and started to regain his appetite. There was a little more pep there. Not much, but a little more. And when he went back for a rescan, more x-rays, they said his heart appears to be enlarged a little bit, where he could have some high blood pressure in his lungs. So we got an appointment for a cardiologist on April 7th. And then a few days back, one night that he just could not get comfortable. He was up a lot of the night. And then a day or so after, we noticed that he had some edema in his left leg. Called the vet. They have a traveling ultrasonographer. She said she's going to reach out to and try to get him an appointment with her. And that was 2 days ago. So bringing him in 8 o'clock in the morning. Ultrasonographer should be there between 9 and 10. Do the scans, have the results in 24 hours. So we thought we were looking at potentially heart disease, which, with medication, he could still live out his years and be, you know, happy, have a good quality of life. I got a call 15 minutes after dropping him off saying she looked at his leg. The fluid built up in his leg, and then she found a hard mass in his lip, inside his mouth. And it was consistent with a certain type of cancer that's not treatable. So we had delayed him the rest that morning. It's the unexpected part that's the hardest. He was supposed to come home that day. And it wasn't even something like we could prolong any longer. His oxygenation levels were decreasing. His breathing was becoming more labored. And as much as I wanted to bring him home, just one more day, have one more day and one more night, he couldn't do it. Passing of Rosie and Reagan. We knew Rosie was getting close. We just prayed that she was going to go peacefully in her sleep. And obviously wanted the same for Reagan. 'Reagan. 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 at a specific time. It's the hardest thing ever. I said after Rosie passed, we had talked about getting another dog, and I was on board. Then I was like, I didn't want to do it. And then Charlie Brown, our Frenchie puppy, came along 2 months later. And as wild and as crazy as he is, I love him to death. And he definitely helped us cope with Rosie, and he helped Reagan cope with Rosie, because Rosie and Reagan were like this. We got Reagan at 12 weeks, and Rosie at the time was about a year old. Reagan was such a good dog. I never had to get on him about anything. He was my little buddy, my little shadow. He was always right there, right by my side every time I turned around. No matter what kind of day I was having. And if I was having a bad day, he'd be there to help me through it. I knew I had a bad day at work or whatever, I could come home and see him and just be okay, just be fine, be good. Not having him here now is so fucking hard. We have Rosie's ashes and her little paw print at home hanging on our wall in our bedroom, which has definitely helped me cope with her, because I can just go say hello, good morning, check in, good night, put my hand in her paw print, tell her I miss her, tell her I love her. And hopefully we'll be bringing in his ashes home here soon. Really hoping to get a call today so I can book it out there and pick him up. Yesterday I got up, I'm like, definitely sad. Like, I'll be alright. Got up, had coffee, did a couple of things, then went to bring my coffee cup over to the sink and just lost it. This morning, doing alright. Now, like, I'm finding myself leaving the house to cry, because I don't want to cry around my wife, because I start crying, then she starts crying. Like, I want to be strong for her. I want to be strong for Reagan. It's just so goddamn hard.